my name is Emily and welcome to Secret Patterns. In today's video, I'm super excited to be sharing how to crochet this adorable little mallard duck. This is a really fun crochet pattern, and I also made this mallard duck into more of just a regular duck, and it turned out super duper cute. So here are some of the features that I love about this duck. So the first thing is that we pulled in the eyes so that it looks more like a realistic mallard. Then I did 2 layers to begin the wing, and then went down to 1 layer. And that is because I found that it looks more realistic if you do 2 layers and go down to 1. And then it's cute little webbed feet, very realistic. And so yeah, this is a super fun thing to crochet. It'd be a perfect little gift for your little one, or a perfect thing to sell at your markets. A couple things I wanted to mention before we jump into the video. Number 1 is that I will have the free blog post for this pattern available on my blog, so make sure to check in the link, the description box for the link to that free blog post. So if at any point you want to see written instructions, you can check that out. Also have the ad-free PDF linked in the description box down below that if you would like to purchase, I would be greatly appreciated. Then the other thing I want to mention is that if at any point in this video I'm either talking too fast or too slow for you, you can always adjust the playback speed by clicking the little settings gear icon in the bottom right corner of the video, then click playback speed, and then you can adjust it so I'm either talking faster or slower, depending on whether you're more of an advanced or beginner crocheter. So let's go ahead and jump in and start making this adorable little mallard. Bernat Blanket Yarn in the color Almond, and this is only for the tail of your mallard, so you won't need almost any. Then you'll also need Bernat Blanket Yarn in the color White, and Bernat Baby Blanket Yarn and Bernat Blanket Yarn is the exact same thing. The only difference is just they have a few different colors, but it's the exact same yarn. So this is the Bernat Baby Blanket in the color White. Then you'll also need Bernat Blanket Yarn in the color, so this is, if you're doing a mallard, this is the yarns that you'll need. So Bernat Blanket Yarn in the color, and this label got really smashed, I apologize. This is in the color Deep Sea. You'll also need, this is Hobby Lobby Cozy Occasions in the color, I believe it is Coffee. So you'll need some of this, and this is the brown that you'll use for the body. So you'll need more of this than what I have. This was a full ball, and I made 1 mallard out of it, so you can see this is what I have left. So that, and then you'll also need for the bill and the feet, you'll need, this is Premier Basics worsted, and this is in the color, I believe it's called Goldenrod. And then this is Hobby Lobby I Love This Yarn in the color Pumpkin, if I remember right. I'll put links to everything that I mentioned in the description box down below. So basically these 2 yarns are number 4 worsted weight yarns, and then the rest of the yarns are number 6 super bulky weight yarns. So let's go ahead and jump into making the pattern. Okay, so to begin the bill, what we're going to do is you're going to grab 2 strands of your worsted weight yarn in that gold yellow color. Now, if you don't have worsted weight yarn that's in this color, you can also use Bernat Blanket Yarn, just 1 strand of Bernat Blanket Yarn, like we use for all the other stuff. So if you have worsted weight yarn, this is 2 strands of worsted weight yarn, or 1 strand of Bernat Blanket Yarn. And the reason I like to do the worsted weight yarn is because the ducks, or the mallard's bill, is not really fuzzy. So when you did the worsted weight yarn, it just looks a little bit different and adds some different texture. So that's why I liked to do the worsted weight bill. So what we're going to go ahead and do is, with 2 strands of color A and your 6mm crochet hook, we're going to start by making a slip knot. So you're going to, and when you're working with these 2 strands, you're going to basically pretend like it's 1 strand. So you're going to have the yarn at the base of your hand, and you're going to wrap it around your finger twice. Grab the back loop, bring it to the front, grab the new back loop, and bring it up and over and off your fingers. Now you're going to tighten with using both strands, so just pull on both sides of the yarn, and then you're going to put the loop into your hook. And now we're going to begin by chaining 5. So you're going to go ahead and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And now what you're going to do is you're going to single crochet in the second chain from hook, and then in the next 2 stitches. So you can see that the loop on our hook does not count as a chain. You're going to skip that first chain, and you're going to single crochet into the second chain from hook. So you're going to insert into that second chain, you're going to yarn over and pull through, and then you're going to yarn over and pull through 2. So that's a single crochet, and now you're going to single crochet into the next 2 stitches, or 2 chains technically. So into the next chain, so you can see we just worked here, you're going to go into the next chain, you're going to make a single crochet, and then you're going to go into the following chain and make a single crochet. And then into that last chain, what we're going to do is we're going to single crochet 3, and we're going to, as we're doing those 3 single crochets, we're going to flip to the bottom of our bill. So you're going to make 1 single crochet into your chain, and then the second chain, or the second single crochet into the chain, will kind of go around this tail, and that's fine, around the knot of the tail. And then you're going to make 1 more single crochet. So you can see this is how it's looking, and now we're at the bottom of our chain, and we are going to single crochet into the next 2 chains. So you can see right here, we're going to single crochet into that, and then we're going to single crochet into the next chain, which is right here. So insert, make a single crochet, and then into this last chain, you're going to single crochet increase, or basically 2 single crochets into the last chain. So we're just going to do that. And at the end of this round, you should end up with 10 stitches. So as a little recap, we did 3 single crochets, then the 3 single crochets into 1 chain, then 2 single crochets, and then the increase. So this is how it should be looking. Now for round number 2, at this point I like to place my stitch marker into this first stitch right here where we originally worked. And like this. And now we are going to begin round 2. So for round 2, you're going to single crochet into that first stitch and into each stitch around. So I just made a single crochet into that first stitch of the round. I'm going to move my stitch marker. And I'm going to go ahead and keep single crocheting in each stitch around. So you should end up with 10 stitches, and you're going to do this for rounds 2 through 4. So for the next 3 rounds, so this round, the next round, and then the round after that, you're just going to single crochet into each stitch, and you should end up with 10 stitches. So it's simply just single crocheting in each stitch, and then make sure you have 10 stitches at the end of each round so that you aren't accidentally increasing or decreasing stitches. So I'm just going to go ahead and continue working around this little bill, and I will meet you back once I'm completed with round 4, and we'll continue on. Alright, so I just finished round number 4, and I apologize. I actually meant to say rounds 2 through 5. So we're going to just do one more round, and that just makes the bill a little bit longer, and it will look better in the end. So you're going to want to single crochet in each stitch around 1 more time, and that is for round number 5. So I'm just going to go ahead and finish round number 5, and then I'll meet you back. Okay, so now that I just finished round number 5, you can see that this is how it should be looking. So we've done 2 through 5, so that was 4 rows, and, or so 4 rounds. And now what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to, for round number 6, we are going to do a couple of increases to kind of lead up to doing the head. So, but before we do that, I recommend at this point, if you haven't already, sewing in that tail that you originally used to create this bill. So I just like to grab my little darning needle, and I simply just like to make a little knot. So I like to take one of my strands and go under just one little stitch. I'm going to go through right there. Then I'm going to make a little knot, and that's just to make sure it's nice and secure. When we originally created the slip knot, it is a knot, but I still like to make sure it's nice and secure. Now at this point you can just leave these tails in here, or if you prefer to just cut them a little bit short, you can do that too. So now I'm going to go ahead and flip this back, the right side facing out, because we want the nice right side to face out and we don't want the inside to be on the outside. So you can see this is how it should look. Now I'm going to go ahead and put my hook back in. Okay, so now we're going to begin round number 6, and what we're going to do is you're going to single crochet into the first 2 stitches. So I'm going to make a single crochet into that first stitch where my stitch marker is. Go ahead and move my stitch marker, and then you're going to single crochet into the next stitch. And now you're going to single crochet increase into the next 3 stitches. So that basically just means 2 single crochets into the next 3 stitches. So you're going to do 1 single crochet and then 1 more single crochet into that same stitch. And you're going to repeat that for a total of 3 stitches. Like that. So we now have 2 single crochets, then 3 single crochet increases, and then now we're going to do the remaining 5 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And now what we're going to do is, I personally like to slip stitch. So we're going to slip stitch to that first stitch. So you're just going to insert your hook into that first stitch of the round. I'm going to just remove my stitch marker at this point. And then you're going to yarn over it, pull through. And to complete a slip stitch, you're just going to pull through again. So now we have finished our little bill. What you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and grab your scissors and cut your yarn. I personally like to leave myself a not super big tail, just because I like to just tie it in the inside. So I'm going to go ahead and tie off, and there we go. There is our little bill. You can see it looks super duper cute. Now what we're going to do is you're going to grab your Bernat Blanket Yarn, and I'm going to grab that. So now with this green yarn, what we're going to do is, I'm going to lay that down for a second. We're going to get rid of this 6mm hook, so I'm going to set that aside. And instead you're going to grab your 7mm hook, which you can see right there. So now what we're going to do is we are going to go ahead and insert your hook into the first, that slip stitch where we had just finished. Right here you can see. You can see there was a slip stitch, and there's where we tied off. So you're going to insert your hook right into that top of the slip stitch, and when you do the slip stitch, hopefully you did it decently loose so that you can insert your hook into the top 2 loops. Now what you're going to do is you're going to grab your green yarn, and you're just going to go ahead and yarn over and pull through, chain 1. And now I'm going to push this gold tail to the back. And what we're going to do is we're going to single crochet into the very first stitch. And then you're going to put your stitch marker right into there. And now what we're going to do is we're going to single crochet increase into the next 6 stitches. So we went into here, and now you're going to go into that next stitch, which is right here. And you're going to make a single crochet increase. So 1 single crochet and then 2 single crochets. And then you're going to repeat that. So increase into the total of the next 6 stitches. So 1, 2, 3 increases. Then you're going to do the 4th, the 5th, and the 6th. And now that you've finished those increases, what you're going to do, and it might be kind of leaning forward a little bit, and that's totally fine. What we're going to do now is we're going to single crochet into the next 6 stitches. So we did our single crochet in the first stitch, single crochet increase into the next 6 stitches, and now we're going to single crochet into the next 6 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you can see here is our last stitch right there. and 6. Okay, and so now we finish round number 1 of the head, and you should have 19 stitches at this point. Now what we're going to do is for rounds 2 through 7, so that's the next 6 rounds, you're going to single crochet in each stitch around. So you should end up with 19 stitches for each of the rounds. So I'm going to go ahead and complete that. So I'm just going to go ahead and start by single crocheting to that first stitch. And you can move your stitch marker. And then we're just going to keep going. So you're going to single crochet into each of the stitches, and for rounds 2, so this is starting round 2 through 7. So for the next 6 rounds, I'm going to go ahead and work this on my own, and then I'll meet you back. Alright, so you can see that I just finished round number 7, and at this point, this is what it's looking like. Now, what I like to do, so you can see that I moved my stitch marker, and it ended up being pretty curved. So here was the side of the bill where we had started, and now it's way curved over here. So what I like to do is I like to find where about still the edge of my beak, or my bill, sorry, is. So I like to go up from about here, and I'm going to say this, it doesn't have to be exactly perfect. I would say that this is about my new, it's going to be my new first stitch. Now, why do I do that? Because it makes it easier when we start the body to follow the instructions. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. So I'm going to just now crochet a couple more stitches. So like this. Now you can see we're closer to where the edge is. In fact, I might move it one more stitch over just because I think I like that better, that placement better. So I'm just going to do one more single crochet. And so just basically move it up to about the exact, so it's in line with the edge of your bill. So now what we're going to do is for round number 8, you're going to single crochet decrease over the first 2 stitches, and then you're going to single crochet into the next stitch. And you're going to repeat that 5 times. So decrease and then single crochet. So we're going to begin by inserting your hook into that where your stitch marker is. You're going to yarn over and pull through. Then you're going to insert your hook into the next stitch, and you're going to yarn over and pull through. So now we have 3 loops on our hook, and you're going to yarn over and pull through all 3 loops on your hook. We're going to go ahead and move our stitch marker up to where this decrease is. And now you're going to single crochet into the next stitch. You can see we worked into here, so I'm going to single crochet into that next stitch. And you're going to repeat this total of 5 times. So we just did a decrease and single crochet. Now we're going to repeat that 4 more times. So decrease over the next 2 stitches, and then single crochet. You're going to make a decrease and then a single crochet. So that's 3, repeating 4, and then the decrease is, remember, insert, yarn over, pull through, insert into the next stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn, pull through all 3 loops on your hook, and then you're going to single crochet into the next stitch. So now at this point we have repeated that 5 times. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And now what we're going to do is we are going to single crochet into the next 4 remaining stitches. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. So now this is what our head should look like. Now you're going to go ahead and we're going to begin round number 9. So for round number 9, you're going to decrease into the first 2 stitches like we did before. So make a single crochet decrease. And then you're going to go ahead and move your stitch marker. Then you're going to single crochet into the next stitch. And you're basically going to repeat this in each stitch around. So you're going to decrease into the first stitch, single crochet into the next stitch, and you're just going to repeat this. So decrease, single crochet, decrease over the 2 stitches, single crochet, decrease, single crochet. And now you can see that we have 2 stitches left, and you're just going to make a decrease over these last 2 stitches. And I think I forgot to mention last time for round number 8, but you should have 14 stitches at the end of round number 8. And now at the end of round number 9, which we are at, you should have 9 stitches. So this is how it should be looking. Now at this point, I like to pull up my loop, and I like to add my safety eyes. So what you're going to do is you're going to add your safety eyes on round 3, 8 stitches apart across the top. So 1, 2, 3, this is round 3. And I'm just going to place that there just for fun. And then I'm going to place one on the other side, also on round 3. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to just place it like that. And then what I like to do is I like to count the stitches across the top. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and that's into the 8th stitch. So that actually should be about perfect. You want to kind of have it centered on the beak, so that looks pretty good. So now what I like to do is I'm going to add my safety eye backers. And then I personally like to hot glue the backs of the safety eye just to make sure it's nice and secure and that they won't fall off easily if a kid is playing with this toy. So I just put the backers on, and now I'm going to go downstairs and hot glue the backs of the safety eyes, and I'll meet you right back and we'll continue on. Okay, so I just hot glued the backs of the safety eyes, as you can see right here. Now what we're going to do next is we are going to just stuff the little beak. This is the most important thing to do at this point, because as our neck gets smaller and is continued to be that same size, it's harder and harder to stuff properly this little bill. So I'm just going to grab a little stuffing. You do not want to do much stuffing into this little bill. You just want a teeny tiny bit so it doesn't feel like floppy. So I'm just going to push, I'm using my finger to just push some stuffing into there. You also don't want, especially if you're using worsted weight yarn, you don't want to have any holes here in the bill either. So just kind of do a nice balance of lightly stuffed and not super overstuffed. So there we go. Now also at this point, if you prefer to add the stuffing for the head, you can do that as well. So I'm just going to add a little bit of stuffing, but I'm not going to fully stuff it until we finish the head in a couple of rounds. So I'm going to add a. So you can see that I just finished stuffing this nice in. I decided to do it pretty firm, but not super firm, that it's a nice medium between overstuffed and understuffed. So that's how it is. Now we're going to move on to round number 10. So I'm going to put the loop on my hook, and we are going to begin with doing single crochets in each stitch around for this round. So you can see that we've just finished round number 9. So now for round number 10 it's just single crochet in each stitch around. So you're going to make a single crochet here, and you should have 9 stitches at this point. So I'm going to move my stitch marker, and we're just going to single crochet around. Now if you did decide to stuff yours like I did, it'll be a little bit hard to work into right now because of the stuffing, but just it shouldn't be too bad. And so that's one of the reasons that sometimes I prefer not to stuff quite before I finish. Okay, so now I just finished that round. So now round number 10 is complete. You should have 9 single crochets like I just said. And now what we're going to do is we are going to switch colors to the color white. So I'm going to go ahead and grab my scissors and cut my yarn. So I'm just going to cut it right here. And now I'm going to grab my white yarn, and I'm just going to grab the center pole of it. Here we go. So this is the white yarn, and now what we're going to do is we're just going to so you can see we did a last single crochet. What I'm going to do is I'm not going to quite finish the single crochet, so I'm just going to take out that last single crochet, and what we're going to do instead is we're going to start the single crochet, but we're not going to actually finish it. So we'll have 2 loops left, and then you're going to grab your white yarn and yarn over and pull through. So now you have the white yarn on your hook, And now what we're going to do is we're going to just single crochet in each stitch around. So you have 9 stitches again, and this is for round number 11, and this is the one white round you'll do. So you can see that we have the white yarn, and now I'm just going to begin with the first stitch of the round, move my stitch marker, and I'm just going to single crochet in each stitch around with the white yarn. So I will go ahead and work this round and meet you back. Okay, so you can see that I finished round number 11, which was the white round. Now what I'm going to do, and you could have done this on the green, so if it bothers you that's not exactly lined up, you're welcome to do it. But I'm just going to go ahead and start a slip stitch into the first stitch of the round. And instead of finishing with the white, I'm going to grab my scissors, cut my yarn, and I'm going to grab my brown yarn to join on. So I'm going to grab my brown yarn and just yarn over, pull through, and pull through to finish that slip stitch. Now at this point you have a couple of tails on this back side, and I'm going to just go ahead and I like to personally just tie knots to secure them, because it's on the wrong side, no one will see it, and I feel like it's really nice and secure way to make sure that these ends never come undone. So I'm just going to do a couple of knots just to tie in these tails, and I will go ahead and do that off camera, and then I'll meet you right back. One thing that you're welcome to do if you prefer is you can always do one extra row of this white if you prefer a little bit of a thicker strip of for the white part on its neck. So now I just tied in my tails, and now what we're going to do is we're going to begin round number 1 of the body. So we've officially tied in all the tails, and we finished the head. Now, one thing that we can do at this point or at a later point is pull in the eye. So you can see this is how it looks. Now, if you pull it in a little bit like this, that's actually how a real mallard looks. So that's what we are going to do. But I'm going to go ahead and start the body, and then we'll come back and do that when we're finishing up and sewing everything together and all the tails in at the end. So we're going to begin round 1. I'm personally just going to chain 1 just so that I feel like I have a little bit of wiggle room to work with. And we're going to begin by making an increase into the first stitch with this brown yarn. So that just means 2 single crochets into 1 stitch. And then we are going to single crochet into the next 4 stitches. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So now you notice that I moved the stitch marker. What is going to happen for all of these increased rounds, because we're going to be going out quite a bit for the body, what we're going to do is so I put it in the first stitch, but what we're actually going to want to do is we're going to want to put the stitch marker into the second stitch of the increase. That basically, why we do that is that helps keep it lined up with the side of the head. So if we keep doing it, then it will give it a better shaping for the body. So basically, I'll mention it each time, but we are going to put the stitch marker into the second stitch of the increase. So you can see right there, there's the first stitch of the increase, and there's the second. You're going to put your stitch marker into the second stitch of the increase, and I will mention it each time, so don't worry, but that's what we're going to be doing. So we did the increase, we put the stitch marker in the second stitch of that increase. We are doing 4 single crochets. Now, once you complete those 4 single crochets, you're going to do another single crochet increase. 1 single crochet, and then 2 single crochets. And then we are going to single crochet across the bottom 4 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, and now when into that, the 4th stitch is going to be the first stitch of our original increase. So right there, and we're going to make a single crochet. So hopefully that makes sense. The reason why we're doing this again is to just keep the line nice and straight on the side of its head and bill, and that just gives it a better body shape. So now we're going to continue, and for round number, and you should end up with 11 stitches for round number 1 of the body. Now for round number 2, you're going to single crochet increase into that first, or into that stitch marker right here. So you're going to make 1 single crochet, and then you're going to make a second single crochet into that same stitch. And then you're going to move your stitch marker into that second stitch of the increase. So you can see that right here, there's 1 stitch right here, and there's 2 stitches right here in that increase, and we're going to put into the second stitch of the increase. And now we're going to single crochet into the next 5 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And now we're going to single crochet increase into the next stitch. Make 1 and 2 single crochets. And then we are going to single crochet in the next 5 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then the 5th one will be in that first stitch of the increase that we just made when we began this round. So now you can see that the increases are lining up nicely, and the body is going to be getting wider. Now we're going to continue, and you should have 13 stitches for round number 2. For round number 3, we're going to single crochet increase into where our stitch marker is at. And remember, the first stitch, you're not going to move your stitch marker, and so you're on the second stitch of that increase. You're going to move your stitch marker and put it into the second stitch of your increase. So again, you can see there's the first stitch and there's the second, and put it into the second stitch. Now you're going to single crochet into the next 6 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then you're going to single crochet increase into the next stitch. 1 and 2. And then you're going to single crochet into the next 6 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And now you should have 15 stitches. And for round number 4, you're just continuing basically the little trend that we're doing. So you do an increase into where your stitch marker is at. Then you're going to do, now for this round, you're going to do 7 single crochets. Then you're going to do another increase and then 7 single crochets. So I'm going to do that, make my increase, move my stitch marker after the second stitch of that increase, put it in there. I'm going to single crochet into the next 7 stitches and then repeat that. So another increase and single crochet 7. And I'm going to repeat that, and I will meet you back at the end of round number 4, and you should have 17 stitches. Alright, so I just finished round number 4, and now you have 17 stitches. Now for round number 5, we're just going to continue in this pattern. So we're going to increase into where our stitch marker is at, and you're going to put the stitch marker into the second stitch, like we've been doing. And now you're going to single crochet into the next 8 stitches. Then you're going to do another increase, and then single crochet into the next 8 stitches. So basically increase, single crochet 8, increase, single crochet 8. And I'm going to go ahead and do that, and I'll meet you right back, and we should have 19 stitches at the end of round number 5. Okay, so I finished round number 5, and we have 19 stitches. Now for round number 6, 7, 8, and 9, you're just going to repeat exactly what we've been doing. So you're going to single crochet increase where your stitch marker is at. Remember to move your stitch marker to the second stitch of your increase. Then you're going to single crochet 9, 10, 11, and 12 stitches. So that's for each round. 9 for round number 6, 10 for round number 7, 11 for round number 8, and 12 for round number 9. And then you're going to do an increase, and you're going to do the same amount of single crochets. So if you want to just keep doing that, I'm going to keep telling you at the end of each round, but if you prefer to just pause the video and meet me back after you've done all the increases, you're welcome to do that too. So for round number 6, we're going to do an increase, and we're going to move our stitch marker to the second stitch of that increase. We're going to single crochet into the next 9 stitches, and then you're going to do another increase and single crochet 9. So we're just going to go ahead and do that, and I will meet you back. You should have 21 stitches at the end of round number 6. Alright, so I just finished round number 6 and I have 21 stitches. Now for round number 7, you're going to single crochet into the first, or into that where your stitch marker is, and do an increase. So sorry, single crochet increase into the first stitch, move your stitch marker into the second stitch of the increase. Then you're going to single crochet in the next 10 stitches. Then you're going to repeat that. So increase, single crochet 10, increase, single crochet 10. And you should end up with 23 stitches at the end of round number 7. So I'm going to go ahead and complete round number 7 and I'll meet you right back. Okay, so I finished round number 7. And now for round number 8, you should increase again into that where your stitch marker is at. Move your stitch marker to the second stitch of the increase. Then you're going to single crochet into the next 11 stitches, and then you're going to repeat that. So increase, single crochet 11, increase, single crochet 11, and you should end up with 25 stitches at the end of round number 8. So again, I'm going to complete this round and I will meet you back, and we will continue on to round number 9, which is our last increase round. So I'm going to go ahead and finish up round number 8 and then I'll meet you back and we'll continue on. Alright, so I just finished round number 8, and you should have 25 stitches. Now for round number 9, you're going to basically do the same thing we've been doing. Follow the repeat. So you're going to increase into this where your stitch marker is at. Move your stitch marker to the second stitch of the increase. You're going to single crochet into the next 12 stitches, sorry. So increase, single crochet into the next 12 stitches, and then increase again, and then single crochet into the next 12 stitches. And you should end up with 27 stitches, and that is officially the last round of increases. So I'm going to go ahead and finish round number 9, and I'll meet you right back, and we'll continue on together. Alright, so I just finished round number 9, and now at this point we are going to do a couple of rows. So this is how it should be looking. So now we're going to do a couple of rounds of just regular single crochets, and then we're going to begin our decreases again. You can see this is how my completed mallard looks. So you can see we're making good progress. We'll go like this. There we go. So we're now at this point where it's the widest it's going to be, and then we're going to slowly start decreasing again. First, what we're going to do though is now for the remainder of this whole body, we are no longer going to be moving the stitch marker. So this stitch marker is going to be the same as normal. So instead of moving it like in a weird to weird stitch, we're just going to keep going and it will follow the path pretty well. So for round number 10 through 12, you're going to single crochet in each stitch around. So that is 3 rounds of just single crocheting, and for each round it should be 27 stitches because that's how many we did for this last increase round. So we can go ahead and move my stitch marker, and this time we don't have to move it to a weird spot. Instead, we're just going to move it to where it's supposed to go next. So there we go. Now you're just going to single crochet in each stitch, and then once you finish this round, you're going to move your stitch marker again just like normal, like you normally would for a round, and we continue. So you should do 3 rounds of single crochet. So I'm going to go ahead and do rounds 10 through 12, and I'll meet you back. Alright, so I just finished rounds 10 through 12, and now you can I have 27 stitches. And this is how it should be looking. So you can see it's nice, it increases nicely. Now it's kind of leveled off. And now we're going to begin doing the decreases. Now we're going to be doing the decreases pretty slowly, like every couple of rows. So let's begin by round 13. We are going to make a single crochet decrease over these first 2 stitches. So like I had mentioned, remember we were moving the stitch marker, but then for the last 3 rows we did not move the stitch marker in one way or the other. We just moved it like normally you would do for rounds. So you can see this is where it's gone to. Now for round number 13, you're going to decrease over the first 2 stitches. So that means you're going to insert, yarn over, pull through, and then you're going to insert into the next stitch, yarn over and pull through. And then you're going to yarn over and pull through all 3 loops on your hook. We're going to go ahead and move the stitch marker. And there we go. And we're going to put it into there. So now we have the first decrease. Now you're going to single crochet into the next 12 stitches. And then you're going to do another decrease. So single crochet into the next 12 stitches, do another decrease, and then you're going to single crochet into the next 11 stitches. So we'll end this round with 25 stitches instead of 27 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 11, and 12. Okay, so now we're going to do the next decrease. I just did my 12 single crochets. We're going to do the next decrease. So insert, yarn over, pull through, insert into the next stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops on your hook, and then you're going to single crochet into the next 11 stitches. So now that we once we complete round 13, you will have 25 stitches. So there we go. Now we officially have 25 stitches, and for rounds number 14 through 15, you're just going to single crochet into each stitch around. So that's for the next 2 rounds, just single crochet in each stitch around, and you should have 25 stitches. So I'm going to go ahead and begin, and you're just going to move your stitch marker like normal. So yeah, I'm going to single crochet in each stitch around for the next 2 rounds, and I'll meet you back once I finish round number 15. Okay, so I just finished round numbers 14 and 15, so you should have 25 stitches. And now for round number 16, you're going to basically, we're kind of doing the same thing in just reverse for the decreases that we did for the increases. So for round number 16, you're going to decrease over the first 2 stitches. Then you're going to single crochet into the next 11 stitches. And then you're going to do another decrease, and you're going to single crochet into the next 10 stitches. So single crochet into the next 11 stitches, and then do another decrease and single crochet. Yeah, single crochet into the next 11 stitches, then do another decrease, and then single crochet into the next 10 stitches. And you'll end round 16 with 23 stitches. So I'm going to go ahead and complete round number 16, and I'll meet you right back. Alright, so I just finished round number 16, and you should have 23 stitches. So now for rounds number 17 and 18, you're just going to single crochet in each stitch around. So you're probably catching kind of the vision. We're going to repeat with doing a decrease and then 2 just regular single crochet stitches. We're going to do that a couple of times. So one thing I want to mention though before I let you do the next 2 rounds of single crochet is at this point you're welcome to stuff the body if you would like. So I personally did not stuff the body for this mallard right here. I just left it kind of an unstuffed, lovey style of body. But if you would like, you're welcome to stuff this body, and then you kind of would have a more of like a plushie or amigurumi duck. So you're welcome to do either way, but I just wanted to mention that because at this point it's going to be easier to stuff the neck if you want to stuff the whole body. So I would, if you want to stuff this body, I would stuff it right now some and then continue on. So like I had just said, we are going to single crochet in the neck in each stitch around for the next 2 rounds, so round 17 through 18, and you should have 23 stitches. So I'm going to go ahead and single crochet in each stitch around, and I'll meet you right back. Alright, so I just finished rounds 17 and 18. Now for round number 19, we're doing basically the same thing. So we're going to decrease over the first 2 stitches. And then you're going to single crochet into the next 10 stitches. Then you're going to do another decrease, and then you're going to single crochet into the next 9 stitches. So I'm going to do my first decrease, then single crochet in the next 10 stitches, then do another decrease and single crochet in the remaining 9 stitches. And you should end up with 21 stitches at the end of round 19. And then we'll continue on and complete this duck. Alright, so I just finished round number 19 and I have 21 stitches. Now for rounds number 20 through 21, you're just going to single crochet in each stitch around, and again you should have 21 stitches because we aren't doing any decreases. So I'm just going to go ahead and complete those next 2 rounds. Alright, so I just finished rounds number 20 through 21. And now for round number 22, you're going to, basically we're following the same thing. So we're decreasing, you're going to single crochet decrease over the first 2 stitches, move your stitch marker, and then you're going to single crochet into the next 9 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And then you're going to decrease over the next 2 stitches. So like that. And then you're going to single crochet into the remaining 8 stitches. So you're just going to complete this, and you should end up with 19 stitches now at the end of round 22. Okay, so I just finished round number 22, and I have 19 stitches. Now for rounds 23, 24, 25, 26, and 27, you're just going to be repeating what we've been doing. So you're going to single crochet decrease over the first 2 stitches, then you're going to single crochet into the next, for round 23, you're going to single crochet into the next 8 stitches, and then you're going to keep decreasing. So basically at this point, we're going to just kind of bring it to a tighter point and end these rows. So basically what we're going to do for round 23 is you're going to decrease over the first 2 stitches, then you're going to single crochet into the next 8 stitches, and then you're going to do another decrease, and then you're going to single crochet into the remaining 7 stitches. And you will end up with 17 stitches at the end of this round. So I'm going to go ahead and complete this round off camera, and I'll meet you right back. Alright, so I just finished round number 23, and for round number 24, you're going to decrease over the first 2 stitches like we've been doing, and then you're going to move your stitch marker into that stitch. Then you're going to single crochet into the next 7 stitches, and then you're going to do another decrease, and then you're going to single crochet into the next 6 stitches. And you will end round 24 with 15 stitches. So I'm going to go ahead and complete round 24. Alright, so I just finished round number 24, and now we are going to, and you should have 15 stitches. So for now, for round 25, we're going to decrease over the first 2 stitches like we've been doing. And then we are going to single crochet into the next 6 stitches, and then you're going to do another decrease, and then you're going to single crochet into the next 5 stitches. So you'll end this round with 13 stitches. So I'm going to go ahead and single crochet in the next 6 stitches, and then I'm going to do a decrease and single crochet in the next 5 stitches. So I'll meet you back once I finish round number 25. Alright, so I just finished round number 25, and now you should have 13 stitches. So for round 26, we're going to do basically the same thing. So decrease, and then you're going to single crochet into the next 5 stitches, and then you're going to decrease again and single crochet in the next 4 stitches. So you'll end up with 11 stitches at the end of round 26. So I'm going to go ahead and do round 26, and then I'll meet you back, and we only have 4 more rounds left until the end of this mallard. So I just finished round number 26, and now for round number 27, you're going to decrease over the first 2 stitches. Then you're going to single crochet into the next 4 stitches. So I'm going to move my stitch marker real quick. And then you're going to, so I just said single crochet into the next 4 stitches. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then you're going to do another decrease. And then you're going to single crochet into the remaining 3 stitches. 1, 2, and 3 right here. And now you should have 9 stitches. Now for round 28, and we're going to decrease over the first 2 stitches. And we're going to move our stitch marker again. So we just finished round 27, and we have 9 stitches. Now for round 28, we are going to decrease, single crochet in the next stitch, and you're going to repeat that a total of 3 times. So decrease again, single crochet into the next stitch, decrease again, and then you're going to single crochet. You're going to grab a little more yarn. There we go. Single crochet into the next stitch. There we go. so now you should have 6 stitches, and for round number 29 you're just going to decrease into each stitch. So I'm going to move my stitch marker. At this point it's becoming kind of tight, so it's especially hard to film this on camera, so hopefully this is all making sense. So we're just doing 3 decreases. 1, 2, and then this is the third one. There you go. And now what I like to do is for round, so we just finished round 29 and now you should have 3 stitches left. And now for round 30, which is the very last round, I like to just do a decrease over the first 2 stitches and then single crochet into the last stitch. So, and if you decide to put stuffing in here, you'll want to make sure it's nice and closed, but for how this lovey body is, I'm not too worried. So we're going to, for round 30, decrease over the first 2 stitches. And again, this is kind of a tricky thing to do. Sorry, went off camera. But just kind of do it to your best, and if it's not quite perfect, that is okay. So I'm going to go into the next stitch. There we go. Do the decrease, and then we're going to single crochet into the last stitch as best we can. And of course, I'm just going to take out my stitch marker because at this point it's not very helpful. And I'm just going to go right here into the last stitch, make a single crochet. And basically where I just did the single crochet, you can kind of just make up a stitch just so that it has a nice little peak at the tip. And there we go. There is our adorable little mallard lovey. And now you can see, so this is the head. Oh, there we go. This is the head down. Here, I'll zoom out a little bit. So now you can see this is the head, the bill, the head, the little neck, down, and this is the nice little body. So now we have officially finished the mallard, and you're going to go ahead and cut your yarn and tie off. So just yarn over and pull through. So you're basically making a chain, and then you're just going to pull up on your hook, and there we go. So if you decide to stuff the body, you'll have wanted to already do that because we just closed it, and you can see left this body unstuffed. So yeah, now we're going to go ahead, and the next part that we're going to make is we're going to make the tail. So what you're going to do for the tail, I'm going to set aside my scissors, and you're going to grab the light tan color of yarn. And you can see this is the yarn that I'll be using. This is the almond color of Bernat Blanket Yarn. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my hook, and you're going to find the stitches. So 4 stitches down from the tip. So here's the tip. Or 4 rounds, sorry, down. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And you want to make sure that your body is laying flat so that you get the right side. You don't want your tail to end up being on like the top of the body. So it's going to be on the side of the body like this, 4 rounds down from the tip. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. You're going to insert your hook, and what we're going to do is we're going to grab the tan yarn, and you're just going to yarn over and pull through. You're going to chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then what you're going to do is you're going to single crochet in the second chain from hook. So the loop on your hook does not count as a chain. You're going to skip the first chain. And right here where my thumb is where you're going to do your single crochet. And then you're going to single crochet into the next 3 stitches down. So 1, 2, and then this is the 3rd stitch. So a total of 4 single crochets. And let's see, there we go. Into that last chain. This is how it should look. Now what you're going to do is you're going to slip stitch 1 stitch, 1 round up. So we originally started right here. Now you're going to slip stitch right here. There. So you can see this was like the bottom of this round, and then we're going to slip stitch into the top of that round like that. Now you can see there's little tail number 1. Now you're going to chain 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and you're going to single crochet into the second chain from hook, and then you're going to single crochet into the next 2 stitches, or chains technically. And then now you're going to slip stitch to the next round up, so right here where my thumb is. So you can kind of see this is how it's looking. Alright, so we did the slip stitch, and now for the third fluff, what you're going to do is 1, chain 3, 1, 2, and 3. And you're going to single crochet into the second chain from hook, and then into the next chain, like this. And now you're going to slip stitch to the next stitch up, and you can go ahead and tie off. And I like to leave my tail a little bit long because I like to come back and I like to sew these 3 tails together a little bit. Okay, so I just finished tying off, and now I'm going to do this side. Now, what I like to do is I like to just do the exact opposite. So we're going to start right here. We're going to insert our hook. So now what we're going to do is, so we put it in there. Now you're going to grab your tan yarn again. You're going to yarn over and pull through. You're going to chain 3. You're going to single crochet into the second chain from hook and into the next chain down. Then you're going to go to the next stitch, slip stitch. You're just doing the reverse. So then you'll go to this one and then to this one. So you're going to chain 3 now. Chain 4, and then you're going to chain 5 for the third fluff. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and I'll meet you right back. Alright, so you can see I finished both sides, and you can see this is how I like to sew them together. So I'm going to show you on this side. So you can see right now they're kind of just separated. But what we're going to do is we're going to put the yarn on the darning needle, and we're going to go back and forth. But what we do is when you go back and forth, you want to make sure you're having the right side facing up. And when we go back and forth, what we're going to do is you're going to take the smallest one, and you're going to go in the middle of the smallest one, and then you're going to go in the middle of the bigger one, and then you're going to go in the middle of the biggest one, like this. And that way it kind of turns them all this way, and it looks really nice. So, there you go. I'm going to pull that through. And you don't want to pull it too tight, but you don't want to leave it too terribly loose either. So just kind of a nice little balance. And then we're just going to repeat that again. So we're going to go through this back one in the middle, through the fronter one, and then through the front fluff. Like that. And when you can decide when you want to call it good. I like it personally like that, so you can just go ahead and tie it off your tails. Now we're going to do the wings next and the feet, and then we're done. Alright, so we're going to begin making the wing. And what we're going to do is we're going to put the yarn at the base of our hand, and we are going to begin by chaining, or sort of making a slip knot. So you're going to wrap the yarn around your finger twice, grab the back loop, bring it to the front, grab the new back loop and bring it up and over and off, tighten, and now you're going to chain 19. So we are going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, and 19. And I forgot to mention, but you'll be using your 7mm crochet hook, which is what you've been using for almost all of it except for the bill. Okay, so now we did our 19 chains. Now you're going to single crochet into the second chain from hook and into the next 2 chains. So you're going to skip this first chain because, or the chain in your loop the chain in your hook does not count a chain. You're going to skip the first chain and you're going to single crochet into the second chain from hook, and then you're going to single crochet into the next chain and single crochet into the next chain. So you'll end up with a total of 3 single crochets. Now you're going to half double crochet into the next 3 chains. 1, 2, and 3. And then you're going to double crochet into the next 11 single crochets. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and I'll meet you right back. Alright, so I just finished my 11 double crochets, and you can see that wants to curl a little bit, but that's okay. So there's going to be 1 chain left, and what you're going to do into that is you're going to do 2 double crochets, so double crochet increase. So So one double crochet and then a second one. And with this second one, you're going to kind of flip to the bottom of your chains. And you're going to now double crochet into the next 11 chains. So I'm going to go ahead and do that off camera and I'll meet you back again. One thing I did just forget to mention is that when you did the slip knot, if you leave yourself a little bit of an extra long tail, that's ideal because then you can sew your wing onto your body with this tail. But if you didn't, that's totally okay. We can just grab an extra piece of yarn and do the same thing. So anyway, I'm going to continue on. I'm just working into the bottom of these chains now. So you're going to double crochet into the next 11 chains, then you're going to half double crochet into the next 3 chains, and then single crochet into the remaining 3 chains. So I'm going to go ahead and do that and I'll meet you right back. Okay, so I just finished this round number 1 and we worked on both sides of the chain. Now what we're going to do is for round number 2, you're going to fold the edges together of this wing. So what you're going to do is you're going to insert your hook into the first single crochet that we made, and then you're going to fold these 2 sides together and you're going to insert your hook into the last single crochet you just made. So the first and last single crochet, and you're going to make a single crochet. Then you're going to single crochet into, so now you're going to insert into this side and then insert into the other side, and you're going to make another single crochet, and then you're going to do that one more time. So insert into this side and then the other side and make a single crochet. So now we just made 3 single crochets, kind of closing this wing together. So now what we're going to do is we are going to half double crochet into the next 3 stitches. Now this time you're only going to be going into this side. You're not going to be going through both panels. So just going through the front panel, you're going to single crochet into the, half double crochet into the next 3 stitches. 1, 2, and 3. And then you're going to double crochet into the next 11 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 10 and 11. Okay, so I just finished the 11 double crochets, and now what we're going to do is we're going to double crochet decrease over these 2 stitches. So you're going to insert your yarn over and insert your hook, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, and then you're going to yarn over, insert your hook into the next stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, and then you're going to yarn over and pull through all 3 loops on your hook. And we just did a decrease, and now you're going to double crochet into the next 11 stitches. So 1, 2, 3. I'm going to go ahead and complete. So you're going to double crochet into the next 11 stitches total, and then you're going to half double crochet into the next 3 stitches. So double crochet 11, half double crochet 3, and I'll meet you right back, and we will continue on to round number 3. Alright, so I just finished the 11 double crochets and then the 3 half double crochets. And now what we're going to do is we're going to slip stitch to the single crochet, the last single crochet. So there's 1, 2, and then there's the 3rd single crochet where we're joining both sides of this wing. And what you're going to do is you're just going to slip stitch into the top of that single crochet. And that's just to kind of connect the 2. So now you can see we have this part is closed, and then this part we're going to close on this coming round. So we just did the slip stitch. Now you're going to chain 1, turn your work, and with these 2 sides folded together, you're going to half double crochet into the first 3 stitches, going through both sides, and then you're going to double crochet in the next 11 stitches, working through both sides. So what we're going to do is, you can see here was the first half double crochet, so we're going to insert our hook into there, and then we're going to find the last half double crochet we just made on this side, and we're going to insert our hook into there, and we're going to make a half double crochet. Then we're going to do that again, so yarn over, insert through both sides, and yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops, and we're going to do that for a total of 3 times. So half double crochet 3 times, and then we're going to double crochet 11 times. And I'm going to go ahead and do this, and I'll meet you right back, and we will finish up this wing. Okay, so we just finished round number 3. We did the 3 half double crochet and then the 11 double crochet. Now, note that remember when we did this decrease, we are not going to be working into the top of that decrease. You're just going to leave it like this, and that's because it's the easiest, it works the best to sew this on, because you can see when you have it like this, then it will be easier to sew on. If you have it like this, it goes out like this and like looks weird. So that's why we have it come in. So now for round number 4, what we're going to do is we're going to chain 2, turn our work. You're going to double crochet into the first 3 stitches. 1, 2, and 3. So we did the 3 double crochets. Now what you're going to do is you're going to chain 1, and you're going to slip stitch into the next double crochet, into the next stitch. Then you're going to chain 1, and you're going to double crochet into the next stitch. And you're going to repeat that a total of 7 times. So chain 1, slip stitch, chain 1, double crochet, 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 chain 1, slip stitch. And now you can see that we have come to those like last few single crochets where we had originally worked, and we're going to also work into those. So we're going to chain 1, double crochet, because that's my next thing in the repeat. Then we're going to chain 1, slip stitch, and then into this last one, I'm just going to chain 1, and then I'm going to double crochet into that last stitch, and then I'm just going to chain 1 and slip stitch all into that last stitch. That's just to make it a nice clean edge. So you can see we made this beautiful little scallop along the edge of your wing. So this is this beautiful little scallop, and now we're going to go ahead and cut our yarn, and we officially completed wing number 1. So what you're going to do is you're going to now go ahead and rewind the video a little bit and make the second wing, and then I'll meet you right back and we will finish up this mallard. Alright, so as you can see, I finished this wing and also this wing. Now, on this wing, I remembered to leave myself a nice long tail to be able to sew on this wing. So I'm going to show you this wing first. It works the same if you left yourself a short tail. You'll just add on a piece of yarn. So what we're going to do is we're going to find round 7 of the body. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and this is round 7. And you're going to find the edge of that round. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, and you're just going to find the edge of that. And you can see, so this is attached right here. So we're going to go ahead and just pull this through, and that's going to bring that together. And you're just going to whip stitch it down. So you're going to go into the next stitch, and then grab a little piece of the wing, and you're just going to continue working down, whip stitching it on. And I'm going to go ahead and just finish this up, and then I'm going to do it the same thing on the other side. So just doing this little whip stitch motion, and I'm going to go ahead and finish that, and I will meet you right back. So you can see that I just finished that side, and now you're just going to repeat the same thing for this side. And I'm going to go ahead and finish that, and we'll do the feet, and we're officially done. All right, so for the feet, what we're going to do is we are going to use 2 strands of this orange colored yarn, and this is like kind of like a pumpkin orange. So I'm going to set this aside, and we're going to go ahead and grab this yarn in both strands of it, and then you're also going to grab your 6mm hook again. So for this, what we're going to do, and you can also use 1 strand of Bernat Blanket yarn, but just make sure you're using your 6mm hook so that it's the same. Okay, so for round number 1, what we're going to do is we're going to make a magic circle, and to make a magic circle, you're just going to put the yarn on your hand, wrap around, making an X shape. You're going to flip over, go under that first, and then grab the second loops, pinch and hold, and then you're going to go ahead and start working into this magic circle. So I'm going to put my fingers in there so that it doesn't close, and I'm going to go ahead, and I personally like to chain one, but that's totally personal preference. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to single crochet into the magic circle. Then you're going to chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and now we're going to work down from there. So you're going to slip stitch into the second chain from hook, so the loop on your hook does not count as a chain. You're going to skip that first chain, slip stitch into the second chain from hook. Then you're going to slip stitch in each chain down. So you'll have 4 slip stitches. Then we're going to make a single crochet into this magic circle again. And you can kind of see what we just did. So we did a single crochet, this little, like part of its little webbed feet. And then now we just did another single crochet. And now you're just going to repeat that. So we did the single crochet, now you're going to chain 5 and follow that, and then you're going to repeat that one more time. So single crochet, chain 5, slip stitch down, single crochet, chain 5, slip stitch down, and then you're going to repeat that one more time, and you'll have a total of 3 like little webbed feet. And I'm going to go ahead and do that, and I'll meet you right back. Okay, so you can see that I just did the repeat 3 times. So we did the single crochet, then the chain, then the single crochet, then the chain stuff, then the single crochet, then the chain stuff, and now we're going to single crochet one last time into this magic circle. So you should end up with 4 single crochets, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now we're going to go ahead and close our magic circle, and we're going to begin working up. So what we're doing is we're going to single crochet into that first stitch, and then you're not going to go into anything here, you're just going to push this toward you, and you're going to single crochet into that next stitch. And it's a little bit tough, but just work through it. Okay, so we pushed this forward towards us and then did that single crochet. So now we're going to do that again. So we're going to push this little webbed feet with this little foot forward, and then we're going to find that next stitch to work into, make a single crochet. We're going to push the foot forward, find the next stitch to work into, and make a single crochet. So you can see that we have like kind of them sticking out like this right now. Now once we're done, we're going to end up actually with like kind of a webbed looking feet, because we're going to work back and forth between them so that it will look like this. But for now, this is how it should look. And now we're just going to go ahead and work up. So that was round 2. So now rounds 3, 4, 5, and 6, you're just going to single crochet in each stitch around. So we're just going to go ahead working up, and at this point you might want to tie in this tail because you're not going to be able to work on it as it gets really thin. So just now you're going to single crochet up, and you're just going to go in each stitch around. You'll have 4 stitches for each round, and I'm going to go ahead and single crochet for the next until round 6, and I will meet you back. Okay, so you can see that I just finished round 6. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now I personally like to just slip stitch to the first stitch, and I did not put a stitch marker in. I just roughly eyeballed it because it's not that precise. So now we're going to grab our scissors, and I like to leave myself a little bit of a long tail so I can sew it onto the body. And then we're just going to have you repeat this. So you're just going to back up the video and make 1 more of these, and then meet me back and we will finish up this mallard. Okay, so you're going to count down from your head right here down to round 18 of the body, and we're going to attach now our feet right here. All I like to do to attach my feet is I like to separate them about 4 stitches apart between the 2 feet. And what we're going to do is I like to just have, obviously you'll want these facing forward toward the head, and you're just going to go ahead and place them on and just go back and forth. And I like to just kind of go through both sides of the feet structure, so like this, and then go through one side and then going through the other side. So basically lay them flat like this. like that. So I like to just sew them on super easy, not hard at all. And there we go. So that's one's done, and then we're just going to sew on the next one right here, about 4 stitches over. So there we go. That's done. Now the last few things that we're going to do is we need to bring these eyes together. So what you're going to do is you're going to grab maybe 10 inches of this green yarn, cut just a little piece of that, grab your darning needle, and we are going to start on one side. It doesn't matter, whatever side you want. We're going to insert, going from this eye to this other eye, like this, and you're going to pull that through, and you want to leave yourself a little tail on this side. And then I'm going to flip it to the side so we can see. There you go. Now what you're going to do is you're just going to go into a spot right next to it, and right next to it on this side, and you're just going to pull that through. And then once you have it like that, you're going to just tighten so that these come together like that. And you can decide how much you want, how tight you want them. I like to normally do one more time, just going this side to this side. So I'm just going to put it through my nail. There we go. And I'm just going to go around right up here on the top. Maybe right here. It doesn't really matter where you go. The goal is to just bring it in a little bit. It doesn't have to be a ton. It's just a little bit to add a little bit more of a realistic touch. So there we go. You can see that's nice and pulled in, and you can of course do it however much you like. And so now we have done the feet. The last thing that that I'm going to show you how to do is to sew these feet together. So what we do is you can grab a little piece of your red yarn, or if you have long enough tails, you can use your tails as well. And all we're going to do, this is the very last step, yay! So all we're going to do is we're going to put the yarn on our darning needle, and of course there we go. What we're going to do is we're going to just sew these kind of together. So I'm going to start on whatever side you want, and I'm just going to go through like right there, and then I'm going to go through that first stitch on this one, and then on this one. I'm not doing it exactly precise, but you get the idea. And then I'm going to go back, so I'm going to go through on this, on right here, and on right here. And we're basically just tying these together a little bit. You can tie them as tight together as you like, or as loose apart. And you can use 2 strands if you like, or you can just go back and forth more. I tend to like a little bit more webbed look, so I tend to prefer when there's not holes. So I like to go back and forth until you don't see much for holes. So yeah, that's how you do it. You have officially completed your mallard. Congratulations. Thank you so much for making this adorable little mallard with me. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, please make sure to hit that like button and subscribe down below. That really helps other crocheters find my YouTube channel, so I really appreciate when you all do that. And also don't forget to comment down below. I absolutely love hearing from you guys. It makes my day. So make sure to comment down below and tell me what colors you made this mallard in. I absolutely love hearing from you guys. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!